So my name's Emily. I grew up in the Cleveland, Ohio area, and I met Mitch when we were both in school in Chicago. And now we're here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we spend a lot of time together, playing board games and reading books, and we have lots of favorite TV shows. We go hiking, which is nice walks places. And we love exploring. We have the best time together.
My name is Mitch. I'm originally from New York and lived in New Jersey for a little while, lived in Chicago for a little while, and that's where, like Emily said, we met. We were doing professional development for college students, and we really related over just helping others, and I learned that Emily is such a good person and has such a kind heart, and that's really why I kind of fell in love with her, just seeing how great she was with students and other people. Our story kind of started in Chicago of going to all the fancy restaurants and speakeasies and eating up and drinking up a storm in Chicago. And now here we are in Raleigh.
All right, tell me 2 or 3 dreams in your life that you're currently working to achieve too, whether it's you guys together or separate as like personal goals.
It's a good question.
Would you like to go first?
Sure. So Emily had mentioned that we're really into board games, and so that's kind of my hobby. I have way too many in our apartment, like 200, and it's what I do for my career. I work for a board game company, and I have a board game review channel, and so I always wanted to design my own board games. And so just recently this week I got paired with like a mentor who's been designing board games for 30 years, and he's helping me kind of design my game. And so hopefully maybe within a year or 2 I'll have that kind of life goal checked off my box, and we can have another game to add to the shelves.
Special one. Our home is also filled with a couple hundred books, and that is my main hobby. And I've always loved reading to other people. I used to read to little kids at the library in my neighborhood growing up. And so it's a lifelong dream of mine to write a book. And I might have the opportunity to do that if I pursue my co-dream of earning a doctorate in higher education, since that's where I work now.
Yeah.
Then I'll have to write a book. Might not be quite as fun as the rom-com I have in mind, but we'll have that on the shelf next to your board game someday.
The little combined one.
Yes, this is our stuff.
No, that's awesome. So tell me what you guys' first impression was of each other.
So, like Mitch has mentioned too, we met at DePaul University in Chicago on January 2nd, 2019.
Oh, she knows the date.
Yes, because we both had been accepted to the same job. We were working together, and we had orientation together on the first day. And I remember I sat in the back. I thought I was so cool. I knew everything. I don't really have to be here. I know how to work with students. And so I got to see the back of Mitch's head first. And he had gotten all dolled up. He'd done his hair. He had just like trimmed up his hair. He was wearing a suit. He's going to look pretty much the same on our wedding day, I'm thinking. And I was enchanted, is the right word, by his voice is what got me. You could tell there's sincerity, there's a lack of performance there, you're funny, and I just remember thinking, like, I could just listen to him. It's a good thing he's got nice things to say too, but I just like listening to him talk.
Well, thank you, sweetie.
You still talk all the time.
I know, I don't shut up. Kind of a similar experience of the job that Emily mentioned. They had hired 20 or 25 of us, and after the first few months of working, we were kind of ranked on our performance of how many students requested meetings with us and kept coming back, and we were the number 1 and number 2 ranked. And so we would always talk to each other about tips and strategies of how we work with students. I was just attracted to how seriously you took it, and just you as being so successful and so good at what you do and making a difference for your students, because I would hear some of your students leave your office with a big smile on their face talking about how they feel like they can overcome whatever challenge that they've brought in and left with new confidence. And you were really making a difference for people. And I was just really attracted to just that, of how much you cared about what you did and how good you were at all that. And so then I slid into her DMs.
It's true. Very classy. Very 2019.
I love that. So moving on to that, I have a question of who said I love you first, and when did you realize you were in love?
Oh my gosh.
I think Emily said first.
I wear my emotions on my fingertips.
But I probably said it just moments after. I think Emily said she knew when we first kissed.
Yes. The first time we ever kissed. Right before, where you're looking in the person's eyes and you're like, this is about to happen. Like, we're both, we know this is about to happen. I remember having this feeling of like, I'm standing on the edge of a cliff and like I'm about to fall over. Like, you're in. Like, we're in. This is it. And that's a weird feeling to have, like, on one of our first dates. But we both said I love you to each other on the same day after a rich conversation about what invention we wish we could take credit for.
Oh, yeah.
Mitch says the train, which is very practical, and I say the Harry Potter universe, because that is an empire. And that's what made you fall in love with me. But yeah, it was about 2 months into dating, and I think we had both been feeling it of like, we want to just spend all of our time together. I love the person. I knew that I loved you before I was in love with you. I love who you are. I love how you are to other people. I love that I get to be around you, and I love the person that I get to be with you.
Yeah.
And then that just easily rolls into I love you.
It's a great way of putting it.
Way too cute. So then my other question is, how did he propose to you?
Aww. So Mitch and I have been talking about getting married for a while. We have been together at this point almost 5.5 years. And because he's a little bit older than me, I always thought, he would be the one to be like, let's get married. And I have to be like, no, I need time to pursue my dreams. But for like a year before he proposed, I was sending him pictures of like, just whenever you're ready. I like this. I don't like this. Oh, look at this person just got engaged. We don't like that style. But we had gone to look at rings together. Which I think is a very healthy practice. Like, we went to see kind of what things look like in person, and it was fun to talk about, but he totally kept it under wraps about how and when he was going to propose. We had made a low-key goal for in 2023 this is a goal. We want to do this so that we can plan our wedding during 2024. And so on New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2023, I was like, maybe, but don't get your hopes up. Just have a fun time tonight. It's my favorite holiday. Got all dressed up, got my makeup all together, and I come out, and in front of all the books and the board games, Mitch gets down on one knee and barely can get out how much he loves me and wants to spend the rest of our life together.
No, I was so nervous. Not that she would say no, or just I'm a softie, and I'm just I can get very emotional, and so it was just I was more excited and overwhelmed, and we were really excited. But I'd always envisioned of doing a more bigger, grand thing in front of family or friends, and I never told Emily that, but Emily would tell me this person did it in front of their family. Don't ever do that with me. I was like, oh. So we'll do private.
Very involved families.
You said very intimate. And
yeah.
So we
in our own apartment.
It was at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were supposed to have plans with friends that night, and suspiciously they were, oh no, we're busy. We can't go out, so it was just going to be the two of us, and I had to redo all my makeup before we could call everybody again because I was crying too. And my ring is pretty special, if that fits your question too, because Mitch had designed it with my mom. The diamonds on the side are from her wedding band, and then he designed this one too, and so it feels really special of we have our past kind of bookending what our future looks like.
That's so cute.
It's so special to receive. I love it.
I'm glad you like it.
She's sweat
I have to wear it forever.
No, that's really cute. Then how has your partner supported you during challenging times?
That's a great question. I I'll start. I know that our time together, I've kind of been rocky with different career paths, and grad school. We both finished grad school and got new jobs in the last 5 years, and we've been very supportive through that. And I had a whole career change of being very passionate about student development, and then being very burnt out by the education system, and then taking a stab at a career that I knew nothing about, which was marketing and board games. And fast forward, here I am today, 2 years working in that industry. And so it was tough to try and leave something I've been doing for 7 years and have been good at, to kind of take a step back in pay and titles and all of these things, but to do something that I love. And so that was a conversation that I felt would be hard, of, this is going to impact how we live. But you were very supportive for me to kind of do what I love. And you've been a very big help for me for that.
I mean, it makes sense. I am a career counselor. I'm supportive of your career changes. But that has been a big, maybe not as much of a trial as it is like a challenge. Like that, I met Mitch when I was 21, in my last semester or so of college. And so I still felt like very young and not really sure what I wanted to do with my life. I was getting a degree in teaching, but I knew I didn't want to be in the classroom anymore. But Mitch has always been my biggest fan and my biggest support system in a very real way. He's not just a cheerleader that is like, oh, you can do it because you're you. But he's read so many papers that I've had to submit for grad school. He's looked over my applications. He's talked out things. Like both of us having a background in supporting students has helped to kind of talk through different cases. And so as I've kind of started my career, you've been going through changes, but as I've gotten started and as that has undertaken a lot of personal growth that goes into, going to school for counseling, as a lot of you grow as a person. And Mitch has been so supportive as that has evolved, and I'm figuring out, the woman that I want to be, the wife that I want to be, the professional. And I have so much confidence that no matter how this looks, 10 years from now, if we go through another complete change there, that I have the right person with me, because we have both proven to each other that we are not just in love with the person that we met in 2019. Because we're different people. We're 5 years later, we're in a different state, in different jobs, with different degrees, with different goals, and we still just really love supporting each other.
I feel like we're closer than we ever been, just through all of those hard times.
Including wedding planning.
Yeah, wedding planning's rough.
Wedding planning's actually been kind of fun because there's so many stereotypes of I would see funny things of it was Emily's wedding featuring Mitch or something. And so I figured, this is the girly time. Is Mitch going to want to do anything? But he's had a lot of opinions that have been fun to work with. It means oh, you care about this. Let's refine this. Let's make this something that is really a celebration of our love, not just my favorite things, And so I'm very excited actually for what our wedding's going to look like, because it has so many little touches that are very the two of us.
Yeah.
Our love party.
And what guys have you included into your wedding? That's your most special moments that you're like, yeah, this is definitely us.
That's a good question. Okay, so something funny enough, we came up with an idea that we thought was very cool, and then researching, we found other people came up with this idea too, so they've been.
We're doing it in a special way though.
Yeah. And so as people enter, Emily mentioned the bookshelves and her love for that, and we're going to have these two bookshelves with a lot of books from home, but then each guest or family who's visiting is going to have one that will wrap with their name on it, and inside it'll have the menu and their seating chart.
Table of contents.
Yeah, a little table of contents, and kind of the library return card.
Yeah.
But they can write us a little note that they can leave, and so.
I'll have a bookmark with their name and their table's assignment in there. So that's our our seating chart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cute. I'm excited for that because it's personal. It's stuff that people can take home, and it's very us, a little bit different. I'm also excited for our first dance together. We're going to have to choreograph it because it's a little bit more upbeat. We're dancing to The Best by Tina Turner.
Oh.
And I'm so excited because that one just summarizes like what this love feels like. That it's simple, like it's at its core, it is simple. It's not too elaborate, but it's also big at the same time. And so we needed a song with a horn section, something that is just, you are simply the best.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to debut our dancing moves.
I'm learning how to dance, so.
Hey, there you go. How many dance lessons have you guys taken so far?
We've done like 3 or 4 so far.
And we're pretty good. We're fast learners. Yes. We might freestyle a little bit. But we want to know what we're doing come the day of. Because you can't totally just sway to that. You need to have a plan. So
Yeah.
we're going in prepared.
And leading off to that, what are you most nervous about for your wedding day?
That's a good question.
What am I most nervous about?
And then when you do think of that, how can your partner support you on that nervousness?
That's a great question.
So I'm gonna put this in a nice way. Like, we have very involved family members who are so wonderful in like our families really care about being a part of our lives, and they're supportive. They're also they're a lot, and so Mitch is fantastic because he is like he's a whisperer for both of my parents and my brother, and they've joked that if in the event of any breakup, they might want to keep him around, hold on to his number, and so while it makes me like a little bit nervous, like being able to enforce some of the visions that we have without being seen as like a bridezilla, like, no guys, I've planned this out so it'll be great. I know that if I'm starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed, that I can easily be like, hey, can you tell my mom this? Can you remind my dad when he's speaking? And Mitch is very good at staying calm and collected in big scenarios like that. So that has a lot of lead up to the wedding. It's going to be a big moment, and I know you're going to be such a rock that day. You nervous about anything?
I can sure bet. The things that I get nervous about are often like logistics and timelines, and are things going to arrive at the right time? Is something going to be running late? Is there going to be an issue with the music or the stereo system, or like that feedback on the microphone when everyone's screeching, everyone's holding their ears? And I get nervous about technical things like that, but something that Emily's always been really good at reminding me is like, even if small things happen, like people forget about them right away. They're there to celebrate us, not to judge us or to find what went wrong, but more so just to be happy for us and celebrate with us. And so Emily's always good of just like, it's okay if that's not perfect, or if it's okay if something's running late, because at the end of the day, it'll be one of the best days of our lives. And so
everything's going to happen. It might happen in a different order.
Yeah.
A different person might be doing the thing. We were also deliberate in who we picked to be part of our wedding party, because we had to choose from all of our friends, and I make sure one of my friends that I have that is part of ours, she is a timekeeper. She's so good about knowing the schedule and keeping us on schedule, and so we're going to be relying on some external support too.
That's awesome. And then going through all the challenges in life and wedding planning, how have Mitch made you a better person, and how has Emily made you a better person?
Are you a better person?
I think so. Emily has helped me just consider other people's perspectives more. Not that I'm narcissistic or think that the world revolves around me, but I can be quick to make decisions and things like that. But you've helped me kind of slow down and consider a lot more things. And I think that's definitely made me a better person for sure.
I've brought you down to earth.
Yeah.
And I would say like the flip side of that is how you've supported me. When we met and I was 21 years old, didn't really know what I was doing, I wouldn't have considered myself a very confident person. I'm good at, getting up on a stage and doing my thing, but then I'm like, oh my gosh, I messed up. I'm so in my head and everything afterwards. And now I literally do presentations across the country about confidence for college students. And a lot of that comes back to like, Mitch has helped me feel like I've got very solid ground underneath me. When you don't feel confident or self-assured, it's like the ground can just fall out from underneath you at any point. And you are the floor. You are a strong hardwood floor. And you've helped me, like, because you've reflected back to me, you know, things that you love about me, ways that I've helped you. You point out ways that I've made the world a better place, and it has helped me feel better about myself and and more confidently move forward with my goals and in our relationship together too, because I now I believe in myself, and I think that makes our relationship all the more stronger.
Good. You have much to be confident about.
Awesome. And what about you, Mitch? How has Emily made you a better person?
Yeah. Well, so I talked a little bit of how Emily has checked my ego or helped me consider other folks. So I guess, well, another way has also been something, you know, so I've mentioned a little bit of how I'm really into board games and that sort of thing. And that's the very nerdy side of me. And growing up, I was always picked on for being a nerd, and so I would kind of hide that about myself. But Emily has really encouraged me to be myself and pursue those passions. And like I said, it led to a whole career change just because of me thinking I don't belong in that space, or what will people think of me. But now I feel more like myself than ever. To be able to just feel free and feel like me, and you've been a major component of that.
We're nerdy together.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I think such a great form of love is you are growing to love yourself more when you are in love with someone else, and you're not losing yourself in the relationship necessarily, but we're becoming more of who we are as we grow together, which feels really trippy or cheesy, but but it's true. You know, when you have someone who is so madly supportive of who you are, you have to start believing them at some point. I'm like, yeah, I must be pretty great, or what I'm doing it really matters. And I love that about us, that we are very much so each other's biggest fans, best friends.
Now, how would you guys describe love? It's a very, very versatile word, but how would you describe it?
Sometimes I'll look at Emily and think, like, I don't know what I would do without her. And I just feel like everything about life is better because you are in my life. And it just makes me feel peace and safe and happy. It's just all of the good things bundled into one overwhelming emotion. And you don't feel that with other, you know, you kind of have your one that makes you feel that way, and that's how Emily makes me feel.
I believe that we were literally put on this earth to love and be loved, that love is the most sustaining life force. It's what we're here to do, and what else is the point? And so love is a deep compassion for someone, because we don't always make each other blissfully happy. But love is, you know, seeing someone for their most vulnerable, real self and embracing it, and knowing that, like, even when you're not perfect, you know, when your ego gets in the way, when I'm being very emotional, like, that's not the part that you're judging. Love is a lack of judgment. It is appreciation for this amazing person, like you're saying, like being with someone and thinking, like, I just appreciate who you are. I don't need anything from you. I don't necessarily want anything. I just appreciate that you exist. And how cool is it that I get to just share life with you and get to see life through your eyes and experience things with you. Like, to me, that's love. I don't know if that's a definition, but that's love.
I love
That's
it.
a great definition. You guys explained that really well.
Educators, yes.
Awesome. Then I just have one last question, but I'm going to record it on my phone.